Is it working? I have no idea. Why'd you be so adorable? Not something I could be angry at for the computer technical problems. Okay. Okay. All right. People are here. Excellent. Did anything even show up? Because I just had like a blank screen on my side and I had no idea if things were working or not. So I need to open you up. I need to go. My God, it's just a technical problem central today. Okay, go there. Click on YouTube Studio. I'm going to bring YouTube Studio over to this window here. And I go to Content. I go to Live. I go to that one. That. Okay, we save. Wait. How do I do anything? Streaming software. Oh, for fart's sake. On. Save. Okay. Is it even working? No. Hi, everybody. I can't shit to work. Okay. So, live stream. That's on. Control room. That's what we wanted. Okay. All right. Is it working? Okay, it's working. All right. Cool. Now that I've wasted 12 minutes trying to get this show up running and having everything work, I still have the chat from the previous show up, so I can at least answer this question. But anyway, step one of Houston's options play is done. I bought as many near at the money calls as I could. I got 13 fives. They're slightly above where the price is now. The goal is that the price gets pumped a little bit heading into earnings, and then I sell all those options. And right before close on Tuesday, I buy as many $5 or so out of the money options as I possibly can, with about $1,000 being spent on hedging my bet with puts at the money puts. Because every earnings, they pretty much push it down the dirt, except for last year when they crushed earnings and the stock rose $11. So I'm hoping to capitalize on that. We'll see if that happens. Anyway, giant terrorist attack in Moscow, and scores of people dead. The initial reports were at least 40 dead, 100 injured, maybe more. Explosions, AK-47s. It looked pretty planned. 2 days ago, the U.S. government, the embassy in Moscow, put out an alert saying, hey, Americans who happen to be in Russia, do not go to any concerts or events because we expect a terrorist attack. And the Putin administration was like, that's not going to happen. And my feeling is because the Putin administration was the ones who planned it. Because they love their false flags. They love causing mayhem to like secure their own power and play their own narrative. The fact that we seem to know specifically that it was going to be at a concert hall, and that's what we announced, and then that's what happened, tells me that the U.S. spy network was on top of this one. Anyway, the videos are horrific. I don't recommend watching them. I regret that I even watched a couple. They are disturbing, and don't do that. Kate Middleton, Princess Kate, has cancer. I have other news. Oh, and Seattle resident and UW professor Kate Starbird, her wife, has a perfect bracket for the NCAA tournament because she picked Oakland because she thought Oakland meant the city of Oakland, and she liked all the West Coast teams. Kate Starbird is a WNBA star. Her wife knows nothing about basketball and crushes the brackets every year, apparently. So there you go. There's my news for the day. Oh, yeah, and then Ohtani. Yeah, Ohtani, his translator had a gambling problem. Had to take it was into it with like the mob, and had to take $4 million from Ohtani to pay off his gambling debts. I mean, either that or Ohtani is going to have to take a year off to explore his love of basketball. You guys get that joke? So let that percolate for a little bit. Okay, so in the original stream chat, Ludicrous Speed was first, so good job, and G American was second, and Jay Geyser tried to be first, and he was not. But anyway, it's daytime. It's let's just go classic. It's short, it's quick. We'll get it over with, right, monkey? Time scratch your face. Scratch that little face. Okay, turn it off. All right, G American. Anyone buy GME options today? They seem way too expensive. Implied volatility went through the roof. Normally, implied volatility happens when the stock is like volatile. The stock is not volatile right now. It pretty much did this all week. A little dip, but for the most part, not much volatility at all happening in the stock. What that tells me is the options writers are expecting something crazy to happen next week, and they are putting that into their pricing. So implied volatility caused the options to go up about 300% over what they would have been what they were last week. So I hope to get like 100 call options, and I was only able to get like a third of that. So or quarter of that, I guess. So that's where I am. So c'est la vie, you know. You win some, you lose some, and you can only deal with the cards you're dealt. So let's hope for a couple $1 gain, and then I get the meat of those $5 above calls. Have an amazing earnings, and then Houston goes to Texas with monkey butt and watches the eclipse. That's what I'm manifesting right now. Sipping my water. Michael O'Hara, Ohtani is an idiot. Yeah. I mean, whoo. Either Ohtani did the gambling, or he had someone close to him was doing the gambling, and that's still going to put the spotlight on him. Now, what's the MLB says he's not even a suspect in this. He's the victim. Blah blah blah. But it's gonna create late night fodder for everybody here and across the pond. Yeah, G-Font bought some already in the money. As long as earnings are larger than $1.50 gain, I cross my break evens. There you go. Mike O'Hara, you may want to revive your pitching arm. There may be a spot available soon with the Dodgers. Yeah, Yamamoto got rocked, which I'll be honest, he's not been pitching well. He's not been pitching like the Yamamoto who pitched in the World Baseball Classic last year, or the Yamamoto pitched in Japan last year as probably the best pitcher in the world. His mechanics, I think, do lend to big-time elbow injury, Tommy John style. He's a little dude who has to put a lot of strain on his elbow, kind of has to whip it a little bit. And he's got a very upright pitching motion. So I don't know how else to describe this, but like most people who put a lot of force on their pitch, their body remains upright until the ball comes through, like the arm comes through, and then you put a lot of torque into your abdomens to whip that ball. And you look at the great power pitchers, when their follow through, their body is like doubled over. Yamamoto is very upright the entire time, and it's all in the shoulder and elbow. And he throws hard for how small he is, and he's got just a boatload of movement on it. But man, he got rocked. You can blame it on flights and things like that, but I mean, let's see how he is his next start. I do think starting the season overseas weeks before spring training's over is just a weird thing MLB does. Mariners did it in Japan a couple years ago. I think it's Oakland or something. It's just weird. But the Yankees are heading to Mexico, going to play some Mexico teams, and then open their season down there against, I can't remember who. Yeah, so Bojangles, Houston. Have you heard about the twist automated insulin delivery system that just received FDA clearance. What do you think? Thank you. Twist automated insulin delivery system. My guess is one of those things that you just, some sort of insulin pump. Automated insulin delivery system. Okay. So if we go to Le Chrome, this guy, nope, this guy, this guy. There we go. All right. FDA clears Twist automated insulin delivery system. The Twist Aid system is the first insulin pump to integrate with Tide Pool. I thought I said Tide Pod for a second. Tide Pool Loop approved people with type 1 diabetes, age 6 and up. Twist Aid system, Tide Pool Loop offers precise microdosing, the option to set target as low as A7. Okay, so it's just a little, it's a little thing that plugs into you. Probably plugs into your arm or your belly or your back. 300 units, disposable drip drops. All right, I know. I mean, it just seems like a new insulin pump device. Yeah, looks smaller and smarter, and there you go. All right, man. That's okay. Cool. Louis, waiting to buy more options Monday and Tuesday. I won't have anything in the tank to get those until I sell what I have and then flip it. Right. Just from DAX, if they announce earnings Tuesday, isn't it better to buy options on Monday? You can do that too. You can buy them right at open on Monday and shoot for that. But we might start to see price action early in the morning on Monday, building up to it. So I just bought them now. Because they're doing the stupid 24-hour market crap. And the prices that come in Monday morning start to be reflected by that. And I'm just playing it safe on that one. Lisa. Cannabis to become legalized in Germany next month. Associated stocks had a nice jump. Also, Kamala Harris is pushing the same for the U.S. How high could these stocks go? How high could they go? They can go very high once they get delisted from the controlled substances list. Because they can't, right now, you can't use banks if you are a cannabis company. Right? You sell pot, you can't use banks. Everything's in cash, which makes it basically impossible to do distributions to your shareholders, to do a lot of things in general. So once it is no longer Schedule 1 and gets removed from that narcotics list, then things can start happening with pot stocks, and people can start realizing, safe ways of investing their money and getting money back from their investment. I think it's on the horizon. The number of Republicans that have invested heavily into pot stocks, you can just look at their investments. All they care about is money. They can pretend like they're gonna appease all the right wing do-gooders, but really they don't care. As long as it becomes legal and they make a bunch of money off of it, they're cool. And I think there's a good chance that pot gets legalized in the U.S. sometime in the near future. Kelly Reed, Canada is financially dependent on real estate to a fucking terrifying level right now. It's literally let everything else rot while economically putting all our eggs in one basket. It's one of the reasons the Fed has started directly buying and holding commercial mortgage bonds. They know they are either way in the market. And if the market tanks, so might as well just hold the mortgage bonds. It also helps Bank of Canada avoid needing to keep doing repo operations to sustain liquidity for Canadian banks. Houston, do you think this will be Big Short 2.0 Canadian version? I think the entire planet's looking at that. Julio sent me a video. Oh crap! Is the guy that did the deep dive into NVIDIA and all of their connections to like the mob, and how the mafia is using money, like drug money, to launder and buy NVIDIA chips and then smuggle them into China. What's that guy's? He's like no one important or something like that. Oh well, whatever. He sent me a video from this lady that does real estate analysis, and she said that luxury home sales have exploded, and it's not because there's demand; it's because the homes are getting put on the market and sold at seemingly discount. And it appears to be Chinese nationals selling these homes. And it's not in like, major cities. It's in the rich suburbs of major cities, Newport Beach, Beverly Hills, Orlando, where there's apparently a lot of foreign buyers. And no one quite knows why these homes are being dumped. She speculated it could be from the Chinese government saying, sell that crap, bring the money home, because if we go to war with Taiwan, the U.S. government will seize all of this, right? Or it could be that the Chinese economy is in such dog shit times that everyone's getting margin called and they need to come up with cash in a hurry to keep themselves from going to debtor's prison in China. Regardless, we have a dog that cannot figure out how to use a blanket. You don't know how to do this, so blunk. There you go. So watch her in the little cam. All right. So like home sales across the board are down. Home prices are beginning to drop. Commercial real estate is dropping, but the number of homes being sold in luxury markets is up like 25%. So it's very, very weird. I wouldn't doubt that other hard currency markets like Canada and Europe are facing similar things from Chinese nationals. Kelly, I'd recommend look into Canada and see what the luxury homes are doing in Canada right now, and get back to me. Mr. Oak, if you're not last, you're first. Bobby Ricky. Do you guys see that Ricky Bobby, the Twitter account, got pinched by the SEC and the feds for pump and dumps? Interesting. Frozen Productions, good morning. Why couldn't the green pepper practice archery? He didn't habanero. Surprised Jason Blackwell's in there. Just today I'm lurking. Zuma got to do with nub. Figured they would hammer it down more. Got 75 more. There you go. Oh, did I miss? I've got the two different chats going up here. I got the old chat and the new chat. Julio gifted. You got some lurkers, maybe. Did we? G-American? Not a lurker. Nico Daru? Not a lurker. Mr. Oak? Not a lurker. Two shreds, you say? There's a lurker. Ryan Kelly? Boom. All right. Way to go, Julio. Got a couple lurkers in there. And Stephanie, can you share why you speculate there'll be a GME dividend? I mean, it is pure speculation on my point. It's hopium. But I have a feeling that there's going to be enough profit announced this quarter alone to make the whole year profitable and allow them to, if they want to offer a dividend. What that dividend would be, I have no idea. It could be a penny. It could be 25 cents. Who knows? I would hope for 25 cents. But it's a great way to stick it to the shorts, to establish yourself as a blue chip, especially if you're going to go in, if you're going to take that $1 billion+ you have and become a holding company, invest in other things. It's a great way to do it. Now, I could be totally wrong, and there's not one at all. I'm giving it like a 50-50 or so that they'll announce a dividend with this earnings. They've really trimmed the fat a lot. I think they've figured out how to squeeze profit out of their operation. So we'll see where it goes. If anything, I think they're going to crush the earnings estimates, and that will be more than enough for me to make a little scratch off of this. So it's all hopium on my part. It's pure just gut. There's nothing else except gut in here making these predictions, and the gut can be wrong, and that's why I'm going to hedge my bet on Tuesday with some puts and a whole bunch of calls. So if I'm wrong, those puts, well, I'll get my money back. If I'm right, then I don't have to worry about anything for a while. And that's the goal. That's the goal, right? To be like, I'm going to get the Wagyu ramen noodles. Okay. Taco Sam. I'm a worker at Home Depot, and they are cutting hours and going through part-timers like crazy. Home Depot not looking good and not a good sign for the economy. Thanks. I think construction is probably way down because people can't get loans. The developers can't afford the big loans they need, the lines of credit they need to do their developments, and people who are looking to build homes aren't going for the home equity lines. They're not going for the big, home builder mortgages and stuff. So I just think a lot of construction is going to be slowing down because interest rates are so high. My two best friends are building. They managed to lock in a very, very large home equity loan for their current house because they bought when the economy was in the absolute dumps after the Great Recession. And so their home, which was like about for $200,000, worth $1 million now. So they got $800,000, $900,000 line of credit, home equity credit, and they're using that to build their new house. One of their parents passed away. They got the land in another town, and they are building their house there. But they managed to lock that in 2 years ago when they were planning to build this house. And so they got a great interest rate on that. And they might be the only ones building anything right now because there's not much else going on unless someone's got heavy cash. Frozen State Productions. Good afternoon. Do you think Gardner would talk to me about my plan for Acme? I'm contacting many people about this. You can try. He's on Twitter. I know he answers his DMs a lot, so send him one and tell him you watch my show or something. And he might be like, Bojangles, we appreciate you. Thanks, Stallion. Well, thank you, Bojangles. Thank you. Okay, all right, I lost my spot. Your friend is here. Ready for ticker symbol DJT? How can we make money from this? Not asking for financial advice. So DWAC voted today. That was the other thing in the news. DWAC voted today to approve the merger between the SPAC of DWAC and Truth Social. The speculation is the valuation is somewhere around $4 or $5 billion. Trump's take on it would be like $3 to $4 billion. And we know that Trump right now can't find anyone to float a bond. He needs a bond by Monday in order to avoid having basically liens put on his properties and companies in New York or seized entirely and sold out from under him. Now people are saying, oh, maybe he can get the bond now with this stock. I don't think so. Because the stock itself is very suspect in that a whole bunch of members of the board are facing criminal indictments for shenanigans they did during the SPAC. The CEO is suing everybody. He's suing all sorts of people on the board. So there's inner CEO, like the last time there were board members suing each other in a company was BBig, and we saw how that turned out, right? And Donald Trump, because he's a giant insider with the majority of the shares, he might not be allowed to sell anything without board approval and waiting a customary 6 months before he's allowed to sell anything. So A, he might not be able to sell it to generate the cash. B, he might not be allowed to put it up for bond as collateral because of the legal problems that are happening with insiders at the company. And C, he can't get a loan against it. Like go to a bank, get a loan, because any bank that does business in New York of any kind, which is most banks in America, right, are barred by the federal courts from doing business with Donald Trump until he pays back that $500 million. So he can float a bond, but he can't get a loan. It's going to be really interesting to see what comes of all of that. And, he also has a problem that so there's like a special master, a former federal judge who's been appointed to monitor Trump's finances for the next 3 or 4 years by the state of New York. And he's barred from transferring assets out of New York to other states, taking companies that are based in New York and moving their headquarters elsewhere. And he's currently building a new Trump world headquarters in Jupiter, Florida. It's for about $15 million. And he announced the construction of this, and it may be in violation of the court orders, and he may not be allowed to do it. So this special master might be like, no, and that the whole construction on this property in Jupiter, Florida, that's going to house all of Trump's companies. Really, really interesting things coming out of it. It's, we'll see where it goes. But how to make money off of it? If I get a big payday from my options thing, I definitely would be looking at puts at some point on DWAC. I should have taken puts on it when it hit $90 2 years ago. That would have been, because it went to like $8 or something. I would have, that would have been great to have taken that. Anyway, Jason Blackwell, Houston. Knock, knock. Who's there? Firecracker. Firecracker who? Firecracker saying some racist shit. Jersey's here. First Day Productions. I finished the book 1 of One Nation Under Blackmail, and You Will Never Be President, nor will I, because we don't have the proper crime element behind us. We do not have organized crime behind us, so you and I will never be president. What do you think about that? I have no idea what that book is or what you're talking about, but cheers. Vivian, hello from the hospital in Norway. Been a crazy week. My appendix exploded. Almost died. Can we get that GME rocket to the moon? I think I deserve it now. Well, at least you got national health care in Norway. And I've been inside your hospitals. They are wonderful. But I'm glad you didn't die from appendix bursting. My roommate, one of my roommates a couple weeks ago, I overheard her in the morning be like, "Oh, my stomach is killing me. I feel terrible." And then she went to a job interview and then went to the hospital. And her appendix was trying to explode and had her appendix ripped out. She got a great shirt. You know the Straight Outta Compton logo? It says "Straight Out of Appendixes." It's pretty funny. But yeah, she had a crazy week from that, like 2-3 weeks ago. When was it she got her appendix out, Monkey? Can you remember? Huh? Recently, whatever. But I'm glad you're doing all right. What hospital are you in? Because if you're in Stavanger by chance, I've stayed in the hotel that's part of your hospital. St. Vitus, I think it was. Anywho, I lost where I was. Oh, Brandon Wells is here. Tadalus, what would economic crash mean for Ukraine war? As Russia like to put their fingers in other countries, doesn't it want to interfere with U.S. economic problems and try to make it even worse? Force GME? I don't think they have too much power to do anything beyond hacking and disinformation campaigns. Because most of their money's seized. Like if they have any money overseas, that stuff has been seized. They might have some hiding in little places in Panama and Belize and stuff like that. But the bulk of their assets have been frozen and they really can't do much with it. So, like, not like they can like flash crash everything by doing a massive sell-off because they have no access to that stuff. But yeah, they would love to see the US crash. The problem is if the US crashes, Russia also crashes. And Russia I saw some report that Russia might have enough cash on hand to keep going for another year or so. And that's it. And they wouldn't even be able to go to like North Korea and buy munitions from them anymore after a year. They are in real economic straits because most of the country is an absolute shithole. Every single person who's conscripted in that war, all 300,000 conscripts, are dead. Every single one of them. If you get conscripted, you basically have a 1 in 1 chance of dying as cannon fodder on the front line somewhere. And so that meant millions upon millions of military-aged men, like the bulk of the working economy for Russia, left. They're in Thailand, they're in Sri Lanka, they're in Georgia, they're in Turkey. They've gone anywhere they possibly could to get the hell out because they know that if they get conscripted, they're going to die. So they're not going to do that. 440,000 Russians have died in the war so far. That's 30,000 more than Americans died in World War II. America fought in the Pacific, in North Africa, in Europe, in in over 5 years, America lost 400,000. They mobilized 20 million soldiers and they lost 400,000. The Russians have mobilized 600,000 and lost 430,000 of them. Those are not sustainable numbers at all. So, they got this weird terrorist attack, elections coming up where Putin's going to, set the record for the longest tenure beyond Catherine the Great. I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I still think my crystal ball says Putin dies at some point this year. We'll see if I'm right on that one. But my crystal ball says Putin doesn't make it to 2025. For state productions, get well soon, Pivian. I did a modified GME options plan, one at $13.50, three at $18.50, three at $25 because Fidelity said if I sell on Tuesday, I have to wait 2 days before I can reuse the cash. Oh yeah, that's the problem with Fidelity. They make you wait until everything clears. That's another reason why I'm still stuck with Robinhood, because I can do Robinhood Gold and I can sell and immediately buy something else. And I'm allowed to do that 4 times, I think. And if I have more than 25,000 in the account, I can do that as many times as I want in a week. Hot Pocket Rebel. My brother has a boomer portfolio and makes fun of my meme stock holdings. I want to see GameStop run earnings so I can say I told you so. Oh, wouldn't we all? I've got a boomer portfolio. I have no idea how it's doing. I just put money in it and I just forget about it. And I'll look at it when I'm like 59 years old and see where it goes. I did log in the other day because I had some sort of tax document. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to download that thing. And I couldn't remember my login password. I'd be like, because I thought the app would remember me. And it was like, it's been so long since I looked at it. The app was like, we don't trust who you are. And I had to go through the whole rigmarole to get back in there. Barry's Bit. First, nope. 25th, nope. 62nd, yep. Do I win a prize? You win almost 90 minutes with me because I got in here late today. Hot Pocket Rebel, only stocks I hold are GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond. Well, that's putting all your eggs in one basket. Sujo got 12 calls. Right on. SJ's here. Hans R. Happy birthday, H. This has got to be the funniest street corner in Bakersfield, California. Ooh, Bakersfield. Let's see here. All right, copy that. Go to scene. Go to the Google Earth. Where are you, Google Earth? There you are. All right. Bakersfield, California. Southern end of the valley, and shabam, Bakersfield. Boom. We got a parking lot. We got some solar. We got, looks like garbage. I assume I should take my little man and drag him down to that corner, huh? All right. We got a fence. We got cars. We've got a tent. We got another tent. Oh, in your butte. In your butt. Okay, I appreciate that. That guy looks like he's sleeping off in your butt. That's all right. So here in Washington, in Squim, we have a road called Kitchen Dick Road, and there was a road that went between the Kitchen Ranch and the Dick Ranch, and so it's Kitchen Dick Road. But along Kitchen Dick Road, there are a couple of intersections that are fantastic. All right. So, Dungeness, Kitchen Dick is over here somewhere. Kitchen Dick Road, there we go. Boom. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, it's Kitchen Dick Road. Let's get the road labels on here so I can see which roads I'm looking at. There's Kitchen Road. Okay, so Kitchen Dick, Parish, Red Hawk. It's in Devon Hill. Come on, give me these road names. Is that not a road? That's not a road. Trailside Drive, Olympic. I know they're here because I've taken a picture next to them. Oh, there's a go. Kitchen Dick and Woodcock. There's the corner of Kitchen Dick and Woodcock for everybody. Bam. I wonder if they have these signs bolted in yet. Oh, they gave me like... There we go. Oh, no. I want to zoom in. I don't want to... It's Kitchen Dick and Woodcock. There we go. And... Yeah, there's one more. We got a... Kitchen Dick and Woodcock, and The one that comes from Olympic Game Farm, my favorite place in the entire world. Clanhange. Honeysuckle. Kitchen Dick and Honeysuckle. And then this should be... Oh, did they change it? There was a Johnson Street too. Where's Johnson? Bon John? Clempion? I thought that I could have sworn there was a Johnson. That's Woodcock. Well, heck. Olympic Highway. Well, whatever. I'm wasting too much time on that. But anyways, if you ever go to Squim, go to the Olympic Game Farm. It's my favorite place in the entire world. And then head on over to Kitchen Dick and Woodcock. I just could have sworn there was Kitchen Dick and Johnson Road as well. Oh well. Cassius Whack, another new cigar pick with Pulte. Interesting. And there's where I announced that Streamlabs was being a jerk. A Flight Guy 99, crazy to think that today is the 10-year anniversary of the Oso landslide. What chance of something like that happening again? Oh man, the Oso landslide is one of the most tragic things that happen in the state. So if you guys don't know about the Oso landslide, a huge hunk of mountain gave way and covered this small town of people. It's one of the largest landslides in history. It buried, I don't know, 30 or 40 people went missing here. 10 years ago. If you drive through this on Highway 530, you can look and be like, oh my God. There was dozens of little cabins here along the river, just gone. Just completely buried by the landslide here. Yeah, no, it can definitely happen. I had property over here on Whidbey Island. Let's wait. Yeah, Driftwood. Driftwood Way is over here. So, where? It's Driftwood Way, isn't it? Yeah, it's Driftwood Way. Okay. So this here, my property was right meow on Driftwood Way. No, sorry, the south side was right meow. That was my property right here. And this whole thing gave way, slid into the water, took out the houses that were here. And this had been the largest landslide since Mount St. Helens eruption. Luckily it didn't kill anybody. It just sort of, the block hole tilted, went shunk. But anyway, my property got deemed unbuildable. I'd bought it at auction during the economic crisis, thinking, oh, nice, beautiful views, see Canada and the Olympic Mountains. And I ended up donating it to a conservation group because I couldn't do anything with it. No longer allowed to build. But it looks like these people got to stay. Their homes are still doing things. But yeah, so it happens. Landslides happen all the time in the Northwest, especially where you've got lots of clay. And you can see from Oso, like this is a lot of fill, probably volcanic ash fill up here. You can see these layers along here. This is probably all volcanic ash. It hasn't lithified yet. There's a lot of sediment in there. And the way the water probably leaked through, it probably carved out the whole thing. The whole thing just slipped on a big old slippery piece of liquefied clay or silica or something, and then just crunch and just moved down and just smashed everything in its path. It happened in the middle of the night. People were sleeping and then probably just never woke up. Probably were just suffocated pretty much on the spot. Terrifying way to go. But yeah, the Oso mudslide was just terrifying. And it is very likely to happen again. You know, we get a good earthquake. We get an earthquake like the 1876 earthquake in Seattle, caused all sorts of landslides all through the Cascades here. The last time the Seattle fault went, which was 900 years ago, it's a big fault that goes from Olympic Mountains under Bainbridge, under downtown Seattle, and out towards the Cascades. There were landslides off of Bellevue that caused 900-foot mega tsunamis inside Lake Washington. So there's lots of hills here, a lot of hills and a lot of sediment, not very much bedrock exposed in a lot of places, which makes slides more prone. There's slides that happen, rainfalls every year along Magnolia. Here on Bainbridge, Rolling Bay Walk, it's a pretty steep hillside here. And I had my biology teacher in high school one night, big heavy rains in January, and the neighbors upslope cut down a bunch of trees and bushes, That allowed the ground to become saturated. Landslide buried him, his wife, and their little baby girl and killed them. Pretty gnarly stuff, man. It happens. It happens here Northwest all the time. But on another note, if you go up here to Oso, where the landslide is, it's pretty morbid, but it exposed a lot of jade. So you can go in the river here and find tons of jade. So much jade came out of this hill. So you want your nephrite? There you go. Houston, your internet situation be bullshitting. Hope it's working all right now. Still says I've got terrible upload data, which just pisses me off to no end. Grape nuts. Can you game theory out how hedge funds actually lose enough money on these bad bets such that Tindy Man actually comes? Is there a way that they can just keep on dragging it out? I mean, so far they've been dragging it out, haven't they? I think a large part of what they do is they sell their shorts. They take that money and they buy collateral with it. And that ups their margin just that much more. And they sell some more shorts, they take that money, buy collateral, and it ups their margin just like pink. And right now, because the SPY's been going nuts, they've been getting away with it. And the minute the SPY doesn't go nuts anymore, the minute it comes crashing back down, then there's going to be a hell to pay. The Warren Buffett index, what they call it, the Wilshire index. Basically, if you take the value of all the stocks in a particular quarter, right at one time, and you put it against the value of the GDP of the United States, like if it's 1-to-1, you're good. Warren Buffett's like, that's perfect. That's the primary you want to be. If it gets above that, things start to get strenuous. And if it's below that, if it's like 70-80%, then it's time to buy. That's when you jump in, you buy as much as you possibly can. Right now, that Wilshire index is at 184%, meaning stocks are worth 184% more than the actual GDP of America. And his warnings are basically like, when the stock market gets like that, that's when a crash is imminent, which is probably why he's selling everything off. He's been selling billions of stock and all sorts of things and holding on to just a few because that's his main index. And if he's seeing that thing being overvalued, then he sees a crash coming, and he's going to want to have cash on hand in order to scoop everything up when the value drops by 50% or so. So there we go. Luke Alexander, Houston. Someone on the Teddy subreddit talked to their tax guy and was told accepting losses on BBYQ isn't for future equity payout. Hope this is true. Hope so too. I pocket rebel. I've told my thumbs for 84 years. I'm tired, boss. Just got to be zen about it. You think those monks who do nothing but like meditate all day, they get tired of it? They're probably like, oh my God, I wish I could just reach Zen by now, reach Nirvana so I could stop doing this. But you know what? They plug on. They just keep going, man, because what else are you going to do, right? Twiddle them thumbs. Get a gut, we have a problem. I know. Soon I'll be over to the other side here. Puts on Streamlabs. All right. Fred Jones, sometimes he's got to say you don't go to the NASCAR race to watch cars go around a circle, you go for the wrecks. Just like sometimes you don't watch Houston for the great information, but for the wrecks. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I'm done with this stream. I can close that. I can bring the new stream over. Bing. Okay. There we go. Close that. Dismiss that. And to the chat where Poor Taste in Porn was first on this one. Good job, Poor Taste in Porn. Iglemon made it. Michael Hum, Nikki Daru, Jason Blackwell, Devin Johnson, MT, Audio Bubbles, Vegas Fritz, Dog Mom's here as well, Thomas Dubois, Alfred Simpson, DRS G America, and Tatalis. Okay. Oh, you asked that question already, Tatalis, in the previous chat. I got that one. 654 notification, lol. That's because I had to jump onto this one. This stupid, because the first show didn't work. All right, hunting snipes. Open me up, Houston, like a book, and I will read what is inside. All right, lots of GME, little symbols and signs. Chad Cliff versus GME. Mike Forscht. As you predicted, they shorted GME to 13/10 close. So it looks like they used their borrowed shares to try to depress the price this week. Will they have anything left in their pockets to depress it Monday and Tuesday? I sure as hell hope not. I hope that I've got all the ammo for Monday and Tuesday. That's what I hope anyway. Okay, Daniel Motes, happy birthday. Do we forfeit future securities on DWAC if we claim loss in taxes if we didn't sell? Well, someone said that the tax person said no. But I mean, you can be like, I don't want her to claim those this year and use them for next year. So you can do that too. Nikidaru, happy birthday, Houston. What kind of gems do you have laying around? I'm getting into fascinating gems. Might have to pick some up. I'll pick some off you. I got nothing. I haven't had a chance to go gem hunting in a long time. I literally have nothing cool. I gave it all away in my very stupid failed attempt at a treasure hunt. And probably the biggest calamity I've ever had in my entire life. I gave away $300,000 in gemstones and got fuck all for it. My hope was that this treasure hunt would last weeks or months, pop up on like Good Morning America, like there's a treasure hunt going on and here's the clues. And then people would visit the website and the YouTube channel and I would get viewers by the millions and I would make more money from YouTube than I would have off of selling those gems. And a very smart individual found them all in 47 hours after I posted I didn't expect you dorks to be able to like drop everything, hop on a plane, rent a car, and go find my gemstones like that. I didn't expect that. I figured like, oh, I'll take some time. I have to ask for some vacation time and, draw my map out, figure out. I didn't expect like super autistic somebody to just be like, I know exactly where it is. Get on a plane, fly there, drive exactly to the spot, find exactly where I put it and go, all right, done. Here's your email. I found it. Treasure hunt is over. Anyway, the guy I found it. He's a very nice person. Very smart. I need to be smarter if I ever do a treasure hunt again. I will do a treasure hunt again. Right, Monkey? Right? You want to go on a road trip and do a treasure hunt again. I can tell by the lifeless blob under that blanket that you are. All right. Hans R. All right, let's try it again. Happy birthday. Oh, got the Bakersfield one. We did that already. Jape. Plan Man thinks he has 6 more months, but Pulte is smoking Victory cigars again. I would like the Victory cigars to amount to something. Just give us something. Give us. We need more than just little crumbs. As Derek Horse wants, just a nice slice of bread. That's what I want. Rupert Tripper, Houston, I missed today buying calls. Do you think Monday still have a chance? Will options price be more expensive? They'll probably be cheaper. If you're looking at the money, which is what I did, or very close to at the money, the price will probably be pretty similar, maybe a little cheaper because of theta decay. But I bought today thinking that there might be price action early morning, pre-market on Monday. That would cause the price I bought at for those options to be worth more. I could be wrong. They might keep it flat all weekend, and then I've got theta decay Monday, and I'll be like, I should have bought Monday. But yeah. Okay. Michael Harrow again talking about Ohtani being an idiot and survived my pitching career. I have been throwing the baseball. I threw on Saturday. I threw again on Wednesday. My shoulder is very sore. I have muscles I have not used back there in a while. But mostly because I'm playing the 4th of July charity game, and only time I throw now is once a year. And people are like, why aren't you pitching? I'm like, because I can't. I'm throwing 40 miles an hour, and I can't throw a strike to save my life. So I've been going out there a couple times a week now, and basically just throwing as hard as I humanly can against a concrete wall, and then fielding the ground that comes back, just trying to build up some strength. I still can't throw a strike to save my life, but I want to be able to throw at least something in the 70s, right? Just so I don't seem like a complete wuss bag. And then I can pitch 1 inning at the 4th of July charity game and get my picture in the paper again. Okay, where am I? My spot. Robert Hurt, Pete Rose is a victim also, I guess. Yeah, Pete Rose should have had an interpreter, man. Like, Billy over here stole millions from me and bet on games I was playing and I was managing. And yeah. Bravo. That was funny. Like the Joey Phoebe meme. US says, don't go to concerts in Moscow over the next 2 days. Russia says, it's nothing. Don't worry. Attack happens. Russian false flag. Classic. Ta-da! Yeah. Matthew Jackson. NextBridge needs to be more vocal. If lawyers are holding them back, they could at least talk about drilling wells, etc., to keep their name in the news. Yeah. Did you guys see that one of those ambulance chaser firms were like, we're prepared to launch a class action suit against NextBridge. Will any of you please sign on? And I don't know if anyone's going to sign on with those assholes. Like, it doesn't serve anyone's purpose. Like, oh, cool, we can get 1 cent a share of your last stupid lawsuit you did, you turds. No. Like, no one's going to sign on for that, man. If they do, you know what? They're going to have to face such derision from the rest of the community. Like, just let NextBridge cook and put FINRA in a bind. But the law firms they got some hedge fund probably behind them, and that's who's going to fund everything. So, Platinum, I like to buy puts on DWAC. What would you recommend for 6 months from now? Let's have a look-see at what the DWAC options chain is doing. Okay. We'll get ourselves off of that. Nope, that's what I wanted. I want that one to go away. There we go. All right. DWAC options chain. What you looking at? Probably pretty pricey right now. Implied volatility. Yeah, implied volatility is pretty darn high at the moment. 200% and so on. So let's look at puts. Puts. These are weeklies. So it's not too bad. 62% on that guy. Oh, that's because the Wizard one's expired. Let's look at June. It's only 3 months away, but all right. So yeah, they're quite expensive at the moment. Goodness gracious, $13, so $1,300 for a June put at the moment. That's close to being in the money. Going down a ways, 2.5, 18 cents. Went up 350% today. So looks like you can get some big old volatility. If you wait for them to have an up day, buy these puts, you could probably triple your money on one good bad day. Implied volatility is screaming high for those still. But yeah, they're super expensive because implied volatility is so high, they got really expensive. Just like implied volatility for GME got really high all of a sudden. Like weeklies in this price range last week were 48 cents. This week they're $1.40. And that's all because of the implied volatility. Basically, the options writer saying, we think there's going to be huge price action in this, so we're going to price that in to our bets here. And hopefully there is at least huge volatility, because if there isn't, we're screwed. So, yeah. But yeah, they're super expensive for anything remotely close to the current price. So if you're going to do it, you're going to lotto ticket it and go way down. But I would bet something like this could totally pay off in the end, because you can get 350% price change in one day off this sucker. And I don't know what, I think it was even higher at one point today. So it may have been up 400, 4 or 500% at one point. So yeah, I'd look at that. Or just wait for like a day you think really bad news is going to come out. And then you can maybe gamble on some weeklies. Like there's some people who bought weeklies at Silicon Valley Bank. And I think there's people probably involved in the run on the bank who bought weeklies. So Silicon Valley Bank was at like $400 a share, $350 a share or something. And someone jumped in and bought tens of thousands of like $100 puts for like $1 on Silicon Valley Bank. And the implied volatility was so low that the price of those things, because like there was no chance. The stock price has been at 400 for 4 years and never moved. What's the chance that this week the price is going to drop enough to put a $100 put in the money? Well, someone jumped in and bought thousands of them and made like tens of millions of dollars, because that price drop through $100 put $10,000 on every single solitary one of those things. So it can happen. Some people who are insiders might call it. Stephanie L., did you hear about the 6% commission on buying or selling a home is gone after Realtor Association agrees to settlement? Billions will be returned. Yes. Here in Washington, we aren't affected by that because Washington brokers have their own multiple listing service and their own agreement outside of the National Realtors Association. I talk to my real estate friends here and like, we have our own thing here. But it will definitely affect East Coast and Midwest home sellers. Those are the ones I think they'll be largely affected by it. And they may have to adopt a system similar to what Washington has, which is you can negotiate your broker fee. And here in Washington, it still ends up being 3% for seller, 3% for buyer. And that's because, like, you can negotiate your fee with the broker, and the broker can be like, we're not going to take your home. Go use somebody else. And everyone else is like, I'm not going to take that. But yeah, the mandatory fee is gone. It will probably drop or become a negotiable fee, which may or may not actually get negotiated. But the National Realtors Association thinks that about 1 million realtors will leave the business. And I think they're probably going to leave the business anyway because the real estate market is about to collapse really hard. And that's what happened in 2009, was about 1 million of them left. So, where was I? Flight Guy 99. Any prediction on the Mariners opening day with Castillo starting? I'm stoked. I'll be holding a Mariners flag on field when the players run out during pregame. Look for me. Oh, where's like a little carnation so we know which one's you out there, Flight Guy 99. The Mariners pitching staff is dynamite. And if the batting order stays healthy, they will do very, very, very well. The problem is they've got 3 or 4 guys in there who are made of like delicate, fine china that wants to just shatter if they get looked at wrong. It's like Haniger, Garver, those two especially, who are like the big bombers for the team. They are fragile people, which is why Garver is no longer going to be catching. He's just going to be DH. So hopefully that will do him well. I think that dude can mash if he's DH. We know Mitch Haniger can mash when he's healthy, but now he's on the wrong side of 30. He was really injured in San Francisco last year. He's had a great spring. And the Mariners' spring stats are just phenomenal. Let's do Mariners spring training stats. Let's just look at these numbers because they've been pretty dynamite. Granted, like Kellenick had a dynamite year. Let's just look on base plus slugging, right? Okay, so I got a couple of minor league invitees had a couple of at bats, whatever. But Mitch Haniger, 1464. Farmel, I don't know who that is. Monteras, Papeski, Cal Raleigh, 1200. Julio Rodriguez, 1200. Brian Anderson, 1200. Dylan Moore, 1100. Mitch Garver, 996. JP Crawford, 945. Ty France is at 841. So a good chunk of the Mariners starters had a hell of a spring with the hitting, and hopefully that keeps going. On the opposite side, I'm gonna do Atlanta. No, Braves spring training stats. Spring training stats. So Jared Kelenic, who was the big trade he just monstered last year, 224 on base plus slugging. He has 3 hits and 42 at-bats. Oh, ouch. Last year, his on base plus slugging was like 1,500 and was led spring training in home runs, and he went out of the gate really strong. Then he broke his foot kicking a water cooler and he got traded to Atlanta. I would have thought in Atlanta he'd just be mashing home runs into that lineup. Apparently, there's something wrong with him, either his head or his body. He's not doing shit right now. But Atlanta's, they don't have too many people mashing very hard. Weird. Very weird. Huh. Anyway, getting distracted talking about baseball. But yes, prediction for Mariners opening day, a win. Their opening day at home. It's going to be cold as shit. It's Seattle. Everyone's going to be like, brrr. But the people who live here will be used to it, and people who are visiting will not. And Mariners win. That's my thinking. Kevin Rannon, happy birthday, Houston. Happy March Madness. Best time of the year. You see Pulte's cigar tweet. Gonna be a thumb twiddling weekend. I don't see it. Everyone keeps talking about it. So let's go to. Oh my god. Right. I forgot that it won't let me do it on. I have to go to here. All right. Then I have to go to this. Turn on that. Turn off that. Turn on that. Turn off that. Turn on that. There we go. Okay. Oh, apparently I'm not allowed to see Bill Pulte's tweets, I guess. That new thing that Twitter has managed to do to me is make it so that I can't see tweets or replies. Cool. Oh, unlock more subscriptions. Fantastic. Well, you guys just have to just describe it to me in words. Bill Pulte has a cigar, I take it. And people are like, oh, high five, yeah. And is that it? Silver Spocks. I can only get 15 at the money, so I wonder how many of us were scrambling over the same strikes. Probably all of us were. Oh, I forgot to check and see what the let's see what GME options chain. Let's see what kind of buying of the options chain happened today. Okay. Put this back on. Boom. So we're going to go 28th. Shaboink. All right. What we got? We got about 1,000 at 13, 3,000 at 13.5. And if we go up the line here to 19 and 20, got about 1,500 there. And implied volatility is just through there. It was at like 60% this time last week. But we got the thousands piling up here. My guess is depending on where the price is on Tuesday, you look $4 or $5 above that, and you might see thousands more pop up in these locations as like I try to buy thousands of them. The price on these I expect to be between 4 and 10 cents maybe by Tuesday afternoon. So, or at least whatever's 5 cents above. That's what I'm looking for anyway. Theta decay starts to hit really hard with a couple of days to go. And these messages are important. Oh, Iggy sent me the cigar tweet saying not much to look at. It's right inbox. Okay, yeah, it's Pulte smoking a cigar. I don't know if you guys can see it with the light. There we go. He's sitting smoking a cigar on a deck or something. So, okay, word. I wonder if it's one of those cigars that Julio gave him. Is that it? Julio, I think this is one of your cigars. You probably burned through those things months ago. Okay. Shadowfire, why is the 2044 solar eclipse path thicker than this year's? It depends on how close the moon is. So Kepler's laws, everything orbits with an elliptical pattern, not a perfect circle. So sometimes the moon's at perigee, sometimes the moon's at apogee, and sometimes it's closer and further away. So when the moon's closer, it takes up a larger portion of the sky from our view, a lot more of the angular view. It'll block out the sun for more period of time. When the moon is further away, it can actually be smaller than the disk of the sun, and you don't get a perfect eclipse. You just get like it passes in front of the sun, and then there's still light coming out from all sides as it passes through. So yeah, in 2044, the moon will be closer and have a much wider path, bigger shadow, and a longer eclipse period. In 2017, the eclipse is only like 2 minutes long. This one happening next month is like 6 minutes, I think. And the one in 2044, I think, is like 8. I remember correctly. So depending on where the moon is in its orbital path, it could be closer or further away at that time. So yeah. Nobody Special. Thank you, knew your name. That was the name. Nobody Special. That was the guy who did the interview with the real estate lady. Not a Cuban cigar. He's cheapo. Noted. All right. Bojangles, just to add the insulin pump on Twist that is supposed to pair with the Apple Watch. Ah, okay. So you can like monitor what's going on with your insulin microdosing India. Noted. Greedy investor, please explain to anyone buying options how bad it is to try and play earnings. On Wednesday, they're going to learn all about IV Crush. It can happen. It can happen. It's a total 100% super duper crazy gamble. The IV Crush is already happening. Implied volatility. So Wednesdays, like the reason why I'm playing weeklies is because I'm hoping Theta Decay crushes a little bit of that. I have no intention of holding any of these past Wednesday morning, right? I want a big flash bang after hours that leads into market open Wednesday morning and then cash out. I might even take a lot of that and buy puts and to cash those out Wednesday afternoon, because usually even after good news, they start to push the price down throughout the day oftentimes. So we'll see where it goes. I will broadcast before market close on Tuesday because it's Charity Tuesday. So and then I'll hold on through the earnings call. I think I can do that. So we'll be able to see what happens, the reaction and after hours, because it's pretty almost instantaneous. After hours happens, the release of the earnings goes out, and then the market reaction is like within seconds. So we'll be able to see that, and we'll know if I'm going to crack open a Martinelli's or if I'm going to crack open my own skull. We'll find out. And then Wednesday, give you an update. How's that sound? Go double intro. Houston. If shorts had to legally close when MTOP went private, but they didn't, what makes you think they will pay a crypto dividend? Kind of seems like the law doesn't matter if no one enforces it. I mean, we'll see, right? Again, anyone at FINRA's life has not been easy since they made that decision. And do you think they're getting paid enough? Do you think the underlings at FINRA are getting paid enough for the hell they've lived through in the year and change it's been since they made that decision to the U3 halt? They probably had to respond to all sorts of lawyers, letters, phone calls, members of Congress, FBI, SEC. They probably had been put through the ringer. And if given the opportunity to do it again, do you think they're going to do that? Like, pissing off 64,000 investors was a gamble that I don't think really paid off for them. Now imagine pissing those same people off again, or pissing off 10 million GME investors, right? The hellfire that will rain down upon you won't make any slight little added bonus to your paycheck worth it. It just is. You're gonna find I think people at Finner are finding out that not everything is worth it. That there just sometimes is not a financial incentive to do something when your life is living hell afterwards. And that is essentially where MMTLP folk have taken them. They've made their life hell on earth, and they're now living with the consequences. So yeah, they can make it so that they never have to like close a crypto dividend or crypto share that's on T0. But would it be worth it to them to do that? Like, you can get tens of thousands of people screaming and yelling at you every day. Or you can have 5 guys from a hedge fund scream and yell at you. Like, which one will truly break your brain? 64,000 people relentless, being pissed off, or 5 guys pissed off who then blink out of existence because they have no more money. Like, those guys are gone. Now I've made 64,000 people happy, and they aren't calling me anymore. Those 5 guys can't afford to call me because they just had their home and their car and their office all taken from them in a fire sale. So you can do the math on that. Figure out where you're going to go with it. Joseph Lee, do you think that if GME goes to the moon next week, that will cause the small, medium-sized banks to go under too? I mean, if it goes to the moon, I hope for $10. That's what I hope for. Goes up $10. Cool. I'm satisfied for a while. It allows me to make some other plays. If it goes to the moon, even better. But I don't know if it will go to the moon next week. If they offer a dividend, there's a good chance that thing could fly. I would love to see it just randomly go to $100 a share, getting to around where it was 2021, January 2021, and see what happens with the market that way. There's been crazy volatility in crypto right now. So I'd be curious to see what crypto's doing Sunday night. Bitcoin has been fluctuating like 10% day to day, or even hour to hour. It's pretty nuts. It's going from like 73 to 61 to 69, like whew, getting whiplash in there. So I'd be curious to see where crypto is. We've had a couple of crypto coins do those weird flashes like they did in 2021. What was the CXC coin went from 9 cents to $3,000 in one trading afternoon. And when you look at the trades, it's between 2 hedge funds in Chicago trading it back and forth. We had another one this week go from 2 cents to $44 just in one trading day. So we're starting to see some of the weird crypto stuff happen like we did in 2021. And whenever those things happened, always coincided with volatility on GameStop. So bring back the volatility. Bring it back. I'm ready for it. Scott Pong will be traveling a lot this year. Excellent. Jethro Atlas 8 lawsuit dismissed with SEC said to have manipulated and fabricated evidence and provide false narrative. The investors are the problem. What a great agency. Yeah, the lawyers really messed that up. Don't lie to a judge. You get a warrant because it will come back and hit you so hard. Well, Saunders, hi pal. As much as I despise him and how much he's hurt the MMTLP community, apparently Mark Basile gave B Big money back. Oh, did he give the money back? At least he gave the money back. Because he didn't do anything for them, really, at all. All the work was being done by other people, and they paid him a bunch of money, and so at least he gave the money back. Because if he just walked away with that cash, I mean, he's pretty low down here, in my opinion, right now for walking away from B Big. But if he gave the money back, it raised him a notch. Cal Bird, Houston, happy birthday. Hello from Southern California. What are your thoughts on banks utilizing Bitcoin to settle most or all of their liquidity issues? Your thoughts? It will bite them in the ass because Bitcoin is incredibly volatile. Remember, it hit $70,000, then dropped to 15. So you can lose 80% on Bitcoin in a matter of weeks. So if you're going to use Bitcoin to solve your liquidity issues, hopefully you sold when it was over 70 this time around, because it can drop in a hurry. And there you go. I wouldn't count on it to solve everyone's problems. That's for sure. Turkish, how long to twiddle my thumbs in anticipation of BBBY? If you have to ask, then you must twiddle more. We do not have the answers. We can speculate, we can wish. And that's all we can do. And so far we've been wrong about dates and times and everything else. So just keep twiddling and reach a Zen state. And before long, the earth will twiddle under your thumbs. Right? Just spin that wheel, and repeat your mantras. Mr. Lasuna, McDonald's and Greg's the Baker had major IT issues here in the UK this week. Russia's messing with our food. A couple of supermarkets last week too. Well, if you want to disrupt the population, you hit the food supply, that's for sure. Okay. Martin Weiss has got three words? Look here. Thatched, inflate, disembarking. Okay, so I gotta go, what three words? What three words? Boom. 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 Okay, where's my satellite? Is that my satellite? There we go. All right. So it looks like we're at Airfield, Henderson Field, Midway Atoll. Oh, we're in the Midway. I have not been to Midway. I had some classmates that got, I applied for it and I didn't get it, but I had some classmates that got approved to go out and like count the albatross nests and stuff out on the atolls. But no, I've never been to Midway. That's one of the things. Can't imagine being stationed out here. It would get pretty lonesome. You are very far away from a lot of things. I mean, if we zoom out, you can see that these are the northwest Hawaiian Islands. And you are, how far are you from, probably 1,000 miles from Hawaii, from Hilo or Big Island? Probably somewhere around there. And there is not much. I mean, you got a couple little rocks and things on these seamounts, these little atolls that show up. And that's about it. There is not much out here at all. So, like Laysan Island, it's got the little lagoon in the middle. Not much going on out here. But someday, maybe when I'm rich. Oh my God, Catherine the Great reference. Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great knew how to be a complete depraved leader. And I got to respect that. Like, if you're going to be a leader, like, yeah, especially if you're a lady and you're like depraved nymphomaniac, you're going to do the crazy things, and good for her. Good for her for being completely bonkers and just getting rocked. Like, if you wanted to please, let's say you were a suitor, like, hey, I hear Catherine the Great loves to bang. So you go to Catherine the Great, like, hey, Catherine, I am a Don Juan. I'm going to rock your world. She'd be like, ugh, get in line. I'll tell you what, I've got some consorts here. If you can rock one of their worlds, I'll let you rock one of mine. And so, like, okay, I'm going to bang this hot lady over here who's part of your inner circle. And if I absolutely like make her legs quake, then I get the chance with you. And Catherine's like, that's the deal, bro. That's what she did. And then she had like weird, like penis and boob furniture made, and then apparently died under a horse. So, as the rumor goes, Martin Weiss, never trust trees. They are shady. Andrew Forster, Houston. With love of sport, numbers, and fun times, you should check out a game called Blood Bowl. It's a cross between American football turned based chess, dice ring, and murder. Dancing? Is it dice ring or dancing and murder? I know that there's like chess boxing where you like play chess and then you box and you play chess and then you box. Blood Bowl. I might look up Blood Bowl and then get put onto a FBI watch list. Blood Bowl. It's an actual game. Okay. It's a miniature board game created by Jervis Johnson for the British Games Company. A parody of American football. The game was first released in 1986. It's been re-released in new editions. Okay. Ooh, excuse me. Blood Bowl. All right, I'm going to check that out. I am definitely going to check that out. Jake, guys, are GME options temp available to trade this symbol when tried 4-3? Oh, options only trade during market hours. You can't do any after hours trading with it. So if you want to get in and buy, you have to buy when the market opens on Monday. Fight guy, been on Kitchen Dick Road. Hilarious. Hell yeah. Andrew Dowell, Simpsons predicted Putin dies in 2024. Let's hope they're right. Simpsons have been pretty right with their predictions so far. They've done a really good job with it. Oh, crap, it's 4:30. Okay, I can do one more, and then I've got to run away. Martin Weiss, Swiss National Bank lowered their interest rates today, caught everyone by surprise. Yeah, Switzerland. You don't want to do what Japan has been doing, which is interest their way into stagflation. You just got to admit that Credit Suisse messed you guys up pretty good. I know the bank is way bigger than what the population can handle in Switzerland, and basically everyone in Switzerland's probably on the hook for about $15,000 to $20,000 in liability for UBS at the moment for picking up the tab on Credit Suisse. Well, maybe there'll be some cheap ski-in, ski-out cabins for me in Switzerland when the time comes there, Martin. Okay. All right. They get all the they got super chats. Got super chats. Okay. All right. So that's it for me. I'll see you guys Monday and then Tuesday for Charity Tuesday. I'll try to get the Charity Tuesday link up after the show on Monday so that we can advertise it, because there'll be earnings call, there'll be see if there's excellent plays going on, and try to raise money for charity. Or you could watch me sob into my water glass rather than laugh and cry into my beer stein of Martinelli's. One or the other. All right, I'll see you guys then. Sorry for the short show and the technical problems early on, but such is life. All right, let's do that.